Happy 2023. I hope you are settling in well in this new year. I would wish to remind you, as I get to present what I have for you today, that last year in November, December, you had interesting resolutions for 2023. New year, new me. In 2023, me, I'll be closer to God. I'll be exercising, I'll be reading, I'll be doing all this stuff. New year, new me. We had all those resolutions that were set out. But I believe, it being the third week of 2023, a number of us have gone back to how things were in 2022. I would wish to encourage you that the year is still young. Don't give up in the direction that you had. Don't give up on the resolutions that you had for the new year. Don't just give up. Because if you get back to how things were in 2022, then clearly 2023 won't be any better than it was last year. So I would encourage you to keep pushing, push yourself to the edge and see how you can get better and improve your life and the lives of many others. So for this particular video, I just thought of sharing with you the direction that I have for 2023 and just to see how we can work together in bettering our lives, in bettering our country, and in bettering our continent. So there are 7 things that we'll be focusing on this year. 7 things that I would wish to indulge you in so that we can move together as a team. So here's the first thing. DLN Entrepreneurship Institute has been at the center of training entrepreneurs with practical skills on how to enterprise. So 2023 will be a lot better. We want to change gears a little higher in terms of how we administer our lessons, in terms of how we offer what we are offering as an institution. So we are going to have 4 intakes, which I would encourage you to apply for and be part of. So the first intake will be taking place in February. So I would encourage you to be part of our February intake. We have one in April, we have one in July, and the last one will be in September. So for those that can, be sure to join us in February, which is basically next month. And the opening date should be the 20th of February. Be sure to be part of this intake. So that is the first thing that we'll be working on this year. We are going to have a couple of intakes coming in. The second thing is very interesting. It is the walk. In 2021, we had a very interesting walk, which was championing entrepreneurship. So we made a walk from Kasumbalesa, from the Congo side. We walked all the way to Lusaka. So it was a walk from Congo to Lusaka. Along the way, we were joined by a number of people. In fact, hundreds of people joined us along the way. But this year, 2023, the walk is back. This time around, we are walking from Solwezi in the mines all the way to Lusaka. You do well to schedule this walk in your schedule. And this walk will be taking place in the last week of March, getting to Lusaka by the second week of April. So if you're along the way, you can be sure to join us. I think last time we had a number of people joined us in Chingola, Chirilabombwe, Kitwe, all the way to Lusaka. People were joining us in these big cities. And in a similar way, we are going to encourage you to join in this particular walk. It's a revolutionary walk, and we are still championing entrepreneurship. And this time around, it is a revolution, and we are calling it the Revolution for Economic Freedom. So those that believe in entrepreneurship, those that believe that we need to push the agenda of entrepreneurship, you are welcome to be part of this walk. You do not necessarily have to walk with us all the way from Solwezi to Lusaka, but you can join us at whichever spot that you can join us from. You can join us at the nearest town to you. So I just thought of announcing that in March, we are embarking on this walk. So if you want to be part of this walk, you can declare your interest right away. So I just thought of putting that across so that you get to know that we are going to have a walk this year. So that was the second thing out of the 7. The third thing that we'll be having yet again this year is the redefining 6 months. You see, last year we had a very interesting challenge, and the challenge we had was the redefining 6 months. In these 6 months, I challenge you to say, if you would want to achieve so much in life, if you would want to go many steps ahead, I challenge you to engage in the redefining 6 months. And just do this. For 6 months, focus on developing yourself. Cut out premarital sex. Cut out extramarital sex. Cut out all those things that distract you from your goals. And go on, head on with your target. Go on, head on with the things that you would wish to achieve. And observe how much you are going to achieve in 6 months. You see, what has made me think of having this redefining 6 months again is because of the feedback that I've gotten from those that undertook or those that took part in the redefining 6 months. We have a number of people that have come in and said, listen, my life truly changed in that redefining 6 months. I focused on my goals, and what I got to achieve was so much more than I ever thought I could achieve in my life. So in a similar way, this year we are having it. The redefining 6 months is starting on the 1st of February, and it is going all the way to July. It is very simple. In these 6 months, no premarital sex, no extramarital sex, no, clubbing, drinking, and all the things that distract us from our goals. We cut out that for 6 months and see how much you can achieve in 6 months. Actually, I believe you can achieve in 6 months that which will take you 3 years to achieve if you just focused on your goals. So the redefining 6 months is back on, and I would encourage you to be part of it. It is extremely important. It will make your life better. And no better time to start this than the beginning of next month, February. I just thought of inviting you. That is the third thing. The fourth thing that we are having this year, which I would wish you to be part of, it is the Africa Must Think. Africa Must Think conference is back. And this time around, it is even bigger. The kind of gatherings that we have had before are the biggest in Africa. But this time around, we are not having the biggest in Africa. We are having the biggest in the world. On the 2nd of July this year, we are gathering at the National Hero Stadium. And the target that we have, I'm not shy to mention this, the target that we have in terms of attendance is 100,000 people at the National Hero Stadium. And on the 4th of July, we are gathering at the Levi Mwanawasa Stadium, that is in Ndola. For this particular one, we have a target of 60,000. The reason is simple. We want to create an entrepreneurial revolution in Zambia. Notice, you cannot have a revolution without numbers. So numbers are extremely important. If we are to channel and push entrepreneurship, indeed we need a number of us who are like-minded to gather together. And this event will be exceptional. We are going to have a billionaire. We are going to have exceptional speakers coming through. We just want to have something which is extraordinary in its organization and in its delivery. So you cannot afford to miss the Africa Must Think. So that is the fourth thing that I am encouraging you to be part of. The fifth thing is the revolution for economic freedom. Now, for this particular movement, we are calling upon everyone who believes that we Zambians can make Zambia great. It is just a challenge to us to say we can make Zambia great. And we are creating a movement, and this movement is called the Revolution for Economic Freedom. In short, REF. And the motto is, we have come. Here's the thing. This movement is not political. It is just for Zambians that believe that if we Zambians held our hands together, we can achieve so much more. So I would encourage you to be part of REF. It is extremely important that we just came and held hands together. Regardless of where you are, you can be part of REF. There will be a link in the comment section that you can join in and do register. And the reason is simple. You can register from whichever district that you are in and you'll be counted there. The reason is this. We want a Zambia that believes that we can make it as Zambians. We want a citizenry that will push for the national development and not just look up to politicians. Politicians have a role, but it is a call on us as Zambians to hold hands, especially those that believe in entrepreneurship, to hold hands and see how we can make our nation great. So I would encourage you to be part of REF. So all through this year, we'll be talking of the revolution for economic freedom and calling each other to hold hands, come together, and hold hands for the betterment of our nation. So be sure to be part of REF. The sixth thing that we'll be having this year is the Zambian Entrepreneurship Awards. We have had these awards for the past 3 years, but this time around, we are taking things to a whole different level. So those entrepreneurs that you believe have been making an impact, these awards will be there to, award such individuals. So I would encourage you just to look out for these awards, nominate those that you believe have been making an impact. The reason is simple. We want to celebrate people that are making an impact. We want to celebrate people that are making our country great. We want to celebrate people that are bringing about national development. So look out for these awards, the Zambian Entrepreneurship Awards. This is extremely important. Then the seventh thing that I will be focusing on, and the seventh thing that we will be focusing on, is to see how we can work hand in hand with organized organizations. So this could be religious organizations, churches. I am offering myself to work with churches that would wish to champion the need for entrepreneurship in their membership. So for church leaders, the pastors, the reverends, let us see how we can hold hands in the development of our nation. And if I'm to speak at these churches, of course, for those of you that follow me would know that it comes at a huge price. And the price is not a secret. For me to make a presentation on entrepreneurship, it is 75,000 kwacha. But if I'm to speak at your church, to your membership, on things that have to do with entrepreneurship, it is absolutely free. And the reason is simple. I strongly believe in the message of entrepreneurship. And we need to hold hands with the clergy for the betterment of our church members. We need to see how we can drive this entrepreneurial revolution across the nation. So to the pastors, the reverends, and all those that are in charge of the flock, feel free to get in touch and let us see what we can do and how we can do it together. So for schools, universities would wish to work together. For those secondary schools, let us see how we can push this agenda of entrepreneurship, because I believe if we push the agenda of entrepreneurship, we are going to make our country great. It is in the interest of everyone to hold hands and see how we can develop our nation. No one is coming to develop our nation. It will only take yourself and myself to hold hands and see how we can push the agenda of developing our nation. As such, I encourage everyone, let us support each other. Let us encourage each other and make Zambia great. Maybe, just maybe, the world has been waiting for a time such as this, when you and I will be alive to make this nation great and to make the world a better place. This is the message from the Radical Entrepreneur, and the future is bright. Take note of the 7 things that we'll be doing this year. May God bless you all.